hello, fellow star stuff. Hello, happy Tuesday. Tuesday, yippee, huzzah. We are finally back after a big hiatus. We are finally back with some more. If I can find it. Here. Here. There's a button. Some more Ever 17, the Out of Infinity. Should I say anything beforehand? Well, first of all, hello Black Blue. I hope you've been doing well. I see you in the chat. We had the anime chatting stream the other day. That is true. And we had the Tomodachi life. But for this game, it's the first time back in a while. Like a while. So it's been quite a bit. What I need to say beforehand. Firstly, I have not sat down and actually tested the audio or done anything correctly as much as I would like, unfortunately. So, boo. I should still have sometime this week, maybe Sunday or something, to get that all sorted out. But apologies if it sounds like a little off. It shouldn't sound too horrendous, but it might sound a little bit off. I know I had the, like you said, it's the anime chatting stream the other day, and for whatever reason, I don't know, I think I dialed some things in and then maybe I hit a button and then turned like a setting that was supposed to be at 5 went to 500, and it was like, okay, well, I don't like how that stream sounds, to say the least. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. But we learn, we live and we learn as we do. It sounds fine so far. All right, that's good. This should have the same settings as Tomodachi Life, so it's not that shouldn't be that awful. One moment, I'm getting a text. Should be good. Okay. Sorry about that. At some point, I might have to BRB before it's time for break, just to take care of something real quick. But anyway, we're finally back. We're finally back with the game. 500, how did the ears not explode? It was something, I don't know, I think it was something with the denoise or the compression. Something, like some setting was off and I was like, well, you know what? I'm never doing that again. I am never ever doing that again. Yes, last time was a while ago, so I don't really remember what happened last time. I think Tsugumi, not Tsumugi, but Tsugumi, she fell into a coma after blood loss because like a spear went straight, or a metal pipe went straight through her leg, and the game was like, well, she can walk that off, it'll be fine. It was like, shouldn't you be dead? But no, it's okay, it'll be fine. To be fair, it was a big deal. It was actually a big deal. I think that, yes, it was you and Sora. They were both responsible for doing the surgery, and since then Yu has been incredibly strange. She's been like, oh, hey Takashi, I need to talk to you for a minute. Like, you know, I just need to tell you that. And then the plot cuts in and is like, oh, okay, well, I'll tell you later, I guess. I don't think it's gonna be that insane. I don't think she's gonna say like, well, did you know that she's actually secretly a robot? I don't think it's gonna be that, but I do think it's gonna be something like, hey, like, I don't know if you knew this, but like, well, not that Takashi would need to know, it was like, hey, like, I saw like a ton of scars on her body, maybe from like experimentation. What's that all about? And Takashi is obviously going to take an issue with that. So I think that's maybe where that's heading. But otherwise, there were a few notes that I made last time. When did I make these notes? I made these notes April 17th. Oh joy. I made 3 notes that I said I need to talk about these for the beginning of stream before I get into anything else. And before we do that, let me go ahead and continue with the game. Which one is it? Which one did you do? This one? Hey, what? Oh yeah, it's Coco. It's Coco here to ruin the day. Yes, I remember. Okay. So, 3 things. First of all, in that scene during the scene when the boxes fall over and Tsugumi gets stabbed with a metal pipe, Kid was not in that scene when the boxes fell over. I went and confirmed that. He was told to wait in the control room, so that's really strange. That was confirmed by the game. It's really strange because what does that mean? Why does Kid have a memory of something that only Takashi experienced? How do we move forward from that is kind of my question. That doesn't make any sense to me, but okay. I'm sure the game will explain it at some point, but also it's just kind of like, it's so fascinating to me. Like, okay. I thought for sure that Kid would be in that scene, but he really wasn't. He had nothing to do with that scene whatsoever. He just remembered that it happened in a very vivid way. Interesting. Can't believe she already figured out that Tsugumi's a robot. True. I don't know if you guys knew this, but when the game starts up, and Doggo has something to say about this apparently. What do you have to say? What? When the game starts up, the game literally tells you that Tsugumi's a robot, by the way. Also, hello, Cadentia. Welcome on in. Thanks for stopping on by. A robot that bleeds. Don't worry about the details. Don't worry about the details. It's Zero Escape lore accurate, so it's all fine. It's all fine. Yes, the second thing is that I think, and this is maybe a criticism of the game, I'm pretty sure this is a criticism of the game, actually, legitimately. I think that it is insane to me, literally insane, that the game moved on from that, the hide and seek scene with Kid, how it was echoing like long past the point where he had already moved away from it. How did everyone just walk away from that and was like, oh yeah, and then we went to bed? How did we do that? No, wait. The game kind of moves on from it so casually, and I kind of bring up the point that this happened in the Kid route as well, but it was a little bit different. Like it wasn't one for one, so it's like, oh yeah, like kind of comparing and contrasting there. But literally in this route, why is no one else bringing that up? The literal god of this facility, right? The AI, Sora, she's like, hey, I have no clue what this is about. Like, I don't know anything. I don't know how to even respond to this. And everyone just walked away from that. And that's really strange. That's really, really strange. I don't know why the game decided to do that. To be fair, that's in very Uchikoshi fashion, but also, how did we not get an explanation for that? I think is my biggest, maybe one of my bigger critiques on a scene by scene basis for the game, I would say. And then the third thing, and I talked about this a little bit during Tomodachi Life as well, is that Sora, in that one scene where Tsugumi was questioning Sora and said like, hey, like I'm actually over 20 years old, did you know that, or something? Sora said like, that's literally impossible. Like, I don't believe you at all. So to me, up until this point, I thought Tsugumi was like 18. To me, that's what she seemed like. But maybe like there's like an entire possibility that she might be like 15 years old. In which case, oops, I won't say anything until the game says something. All right, I'm sorry if it's like actually super awkward and like she's meant to be super young. Again, anything in this game can happen. It turns out Tsugumi is actually the daughter of Takashi. Like, who knows? Who freaking knows anymore? Who knows? So I'm hoping that we get maybe some clarification as to what the game thinks. But to me, it initially seemed romantic, especially because I just assumed that she was 18, and obviously like 18 and 20-year-olds dating is like nothing. So, but anyway, with all that out of the way, I think those were my only notes. I think we're all set to continue the game. Finally. All right. I didn't want to start with the Coco voice. I didn't think about this beforehand. Okay, cool.
Oh boy, yay, yippee! Hey, what's up?
Ruff, ruff. Hey, Coco, you about ready to eat?
Yeah, all that running around made me start.
And turn down the volume on my end a little bit as well. If the volume needs to be adjusted, because it's not the exact same setup, if it needs to be adjusted for whatever reason, feel free to let me know in relation to the game volume. Woof! That's right, I remember she was the only one who hadn't eaten yet. Yeah, because she's literally not real. Gee, I wonder why. I handed Coco the last tuna sandwich I kept in the food warmer. I think she did eat at one point, but you know, or has she managed to avoid every single time for eating? I think she's had at least one meal to eat.
All right, time to eat. Yay, chow time.
Okay, so she does eat, okay. Yeah, I remember now. We were in this scene and I was like, you can eat food? That's not real. That's not possible. I remember.
Oh, this is yummy. This blend of soy sauce, mayonnaise, and fried tuna is perfect. Yum, supreme. Hey, kiddo, this is the mine, isn't it?
Coco shot the questions to Kid, who was standing in front of the store. Again, I can never get over the Kid. Like, just, I don't know, proper noun, it doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, sure. But I'm getting a little tired of it. I also made kid in Tomodachi Life during during the break. A last bit of unfinished sandwich remained in his left hand.
Really? Put some of this on and it'll be even better.
Huh? What is that?
Here it comes!
Why? Why are you trying to kill me? Coco pulled a tube that she had hidden behind her back, held it over Kid's sandwich, and squeezed. Coco, what the heck is that?
Sour candy. It's supposed to be for salads. It was the last one in the at the gift shop.
The tube said, add some spice to your life, and crabbed flavored cream sauce mild. That could really broaden your culinary horizons.
Yup.
She doused her sandwich with the sour cream, opened her mouth wide, and shoved it in.
Delicious! It doesn't get any better than this.
I don't want this anymore. I don't want this. Get me out of here. The kid looked at her doubtfully before taking a bite. Not bad. This might be what it needed.
I told you, yummy yummy.
Takeshi will remember this on another timeline and do this instead. Woof. With that, both Coco and the kid covered their sandwiches with cream before polishing them off.
Hey, Takepyo!
Coco called out while crumpling her sandwich wrapping.
What are you gonna do with Tsugumi's sandwich?
Well, I don't know. She's in a coma, Coco. How am I supposed to know? Why would you ask me that? Now I'm curious what he's been doing in Tomodachi. He's been hanging out with Takeshi a lot because I said that the two of them are relatives. I marked the two of them down as relatives. I don't know if that's actually true, but I mean, close enough, right? So they've been telling jokes to each other a lot.
How's about I hold on to it for her?
Well, I had made it for her and stuck it in the warmer to keep it for her. But then again... Sorry, Coco, you! Tell me what is happening. What's going on? What do you see with your eyes?
Tsugumi's still asleep. She won't wake up for a while, so...
Coco, you gave Coco a pat on the head.
Is that right?
Yep, I'll bet she's pretty tired. Let's let her sleep a bit longer.
Okay then. So she can eat it later after she wakes up.
Huh?
Let's save it for her. No snacking on it either.
Coco pointed to the sandwich nestled deep in the food warmer. So she'd noticed. Alright, roger that.
Great! Okay, time for some after-meal
Exercise. That sounds... Well, it depends. If it's pretty light, that should be fine, actually. But it's like, that doesn't sound good for your stomach. Hey, hold on. I want to go too. Splish, splash, splish. Coco, the kid, and Pee-Pee ran toward the rest area together. You and I watched them from behind. Okay, now's a perfect time for Sora to not show up and be like, hey, by the way, guys, I just wanted to let you know. Oh, by the way, is Tsugumi resting up?
Yeah, actually, I just stopped by the infirmary to check on her.
How was she?
I'm not a medical expert or anything, so I can't say anything specific. But she seems to be recuperating. Satisfactory progress, I think. Maybe too satisfactory.
Okay, so this is her power. In the way that Kid has the ability to see in the dark, and I mean, to be fair, Tsugumi has this power as well, right? But she might have the ability of just like being a god. Like she literally cannot die. She might have that power as well. What do you mean by too satisfactory?
I really don't know how to put it.
You suddenly stopped talking and let her head fall forward. Well, if her condition is stable, that's good, isn't it? The operation went well, right?
Yeah.
What's up with you? Lose your confidence somewhere or something?
No, it's not that. Yeah, that's it.
You lifted her head as if she had just realized something.
Perhaps I've just lost some of my confidence, but I know Tsugumi is recovering. Life force is an amazing thing, huh? You know, humans don't die so easily.
You smiled when she said that. Tell that to kid who died on another timeline. Tell that to him. After dinner, when we finished cleaning up, we made our way to the rest area. 4 stone statues were lined up in one corner of the area. This is where we found Coco faffing about, I guess, in another timeline. One of them extended a hand, pointing toward the south. Another reached toward the east. Yet another looked up to the heaven while reaching a hand upward. The remaining figure had both hands pressed to its chest and eyes closed. I wondered if there was some kind of meaning to all of it. I asked you, but she just shook her head unknowingly. It looked like Coco the kid and Pee-Pee were running amongst the figures as they played.
By the way, I wonder where Sora went.
Yeah, you're right. Now that you mention it, Sora was just here just before we ate.
Maybe she's in the control room. It only happens once in a while, but sometimes she'll dive into Lemif's main console and not come out for a while.
Really?
Seems like she can get pretty caught up in her work.
I wondered if that was all it was. I don't think so. I don't believe so.
Well, I'll go check it out.
All right, you do that. I think in the times when we don't see you and Sora, I think that they're meeting up together, and I don't know if they're like having a epic brawl behind the scenes of like, give me back my father, but only if you do this, that, and the other, or like, I don't know, some battle of the wits. But something is going on where it's just like so suspicious that you two just keep disappearing, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'm off with that though. If all the statues were in a different game, they'd for sure been a part of some puzzle. True, actually. Legitimately true. I'm just like here trying to figure out like what's the meaning behind it. One's pointing towards the sky. Is this like the password for the hemo doors? Like it's connected somehow? One's pointing towards the sky. One's like, I'm just here. I'm just vibing. One's pointing towards the side. One's pointing forward. Okay, now time to input this on my controller. If I had one. With that, she ran out a nearby exit and down the corridor. After a good stretch, I watched Coco and the others play. The 3 of them, 2 kids and an animal, circled the stone statue. They were playing a game of chase, not really caring who was it. Without seeming to get bored, they kept running around and around. On the other hand, I got restless watching them. Phew, what a sight. It looked kind of fun, but I didn't quite feel like asking to join in. I let my eyes roam around. Oh yeah, there was also somebody who came in last time. We were checking in on Tsugumi. Somebody, like a rat in the walls, is just like running in the underground passageways that we have. And I was like, is that our dear sister? Our dear sister, who I totally remember the name of. Sara. There we go. It's like, is that Sara or like a ghost version of her, or is that somebody else? Yeah, her. I remember her, of course. I let my eyes roam around. Oh, so that's where you were, Sora. After her unexplained disappearance, Sora had appeared next to a nearby flower bed. Yes, I've been here for a little while. I've been looking at the flowers. I observed the flowers. In the flower bed, short roses, marigolds, and marguerites were all planted together. Yeah, but they sure don't seem to be doing very well. Maybe it's like a see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. It might be that. I just find it interesting. I mean, it might be that. I think that one of them has to hold a clue. Maybe the one that's just kind of like not pointing anywhere. Just like, yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Something about that one seems suspicious to me. But again, maybe I'm just thinking in puzzle logic instead of like actual thematic logic instead. I see what you mean. Nobody had watered them for the past several days. The soil was dry, its surface cracked. The flower beds had wilted, and the plants were beginning to dry up. Life sure is a strange phenomenon. We have gotten so many CG artwork for Sora, and it's like, I'm not on your route. I don't need this. But okay, sure, I'll remove window, this one. Sure, we have it now. Thank you. The game is really like, don't you want to find out more about her? It's like, no, not this time. Not at this time, please. Life sure is a strange phenomenon. Sora muttered to herself as she gazed at the flowers. A bud sprouts from a seed. A flower blossoms, reproduces, and then a seed matures and returns to the earth. From that seed comes another bud, another flower which blossoms and reproduces, and a new seed, which in turn returns to the earth. And on, just like that. What is the purpose of life? Why do flowers bloom? I'm just a college student, man. I was unable to reply at once. Why, indeed, did flowers bloom? Whatever the reason or purpose, I think life is a wonderful thing. I see a flower struggling to exist, growing from a crack in the concrete. I have a strange and wonderful feeling. Flowers are always striving desperately to live. Even in an environment such as this, in the depths of the ocean, without enough light or carbon dioxide. Even in such parched and cracked soil, they never even think of giving up and just struggle courageously to live. Doesn't it inspire you? Is this gonna tie into your thing? Remember, the end of the Sadaru, and it was like, well, what happened to Sora? Did she escape? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I don't care. And I was like, I care a little bit, at the very least. Is this kind of, tying into that of, hey, my mainframe is here. I can never leave this place, essentially. So you find it nice that, hey, they're struggling in suboptimal conditions of never being able to see the outside? Maybe not. Maybe there's no use contemplating the meaning or purpose of flowers. Sora glanced up at the ceiling. I followed suit, also looking up. Oh my god. Huh? The shrill sound, why is the music continuing? The shrill sound of a siren rang out loudly. Tiny sensors hidden in openings of the ceiling panels were moving wildly. Once again, I heard the sound of flowing water coming from somewhere. No way. It can't be another flood. Oh, okay, I guess you could do that as well. Whasha. Massive amounts of water rained down from the ceiling. The drops poured down upon us mercilessly. Soon after, we were suffused in a heavy mist. Sora's appearance changed to that of a rainbow. Oh, that's what it's called. It's called Takashi Sora Rainbow. What in the world? Hey, Sora, what's going on? I tried to steady myself while asking. However, it seemed that a smile hovered about Sora's mouth. Sora? I looked up again, checking the ceiling. That doesn't sound good. I thought so. I thought for a moment, but I was like, is it a glitch? Is it a bug? We've already had audio issues before. I was like, is it a bug that the happy music is still playing? Because if so, that would be hilarious. But no, it's just her happiness in her own way. I looked up again, checking the ceiling. The drops of water were everywhere. I couldn't see much due to the fine mist. But... oh, it's sprinklers, huh? Sora nodded while speaking. Water. I sipped water from my cupped hands, both tasting and testing it in my mouth. The water from the sprinklers was neither a liquid to distinguish fires nor seawater. Ugh, this is filtered water. Yes. This complex uses the purest possible water. That means... perhaps it's meant for watering these flowers. She laughed, but didn't answer. The ceiling was designed so that the water sprayed down perfectly on the roses and other flowers below. Not long after that... Hey, what's going on here?
Sora-san, there's an alarm! An alarm!
Sora, Takashi, are you guys okay? Yeah, it's fine. She's just pulling a little bit of a prank. Everyone came running over in a frenzy, splashing water with every step. You say that it's meant to hit the flower beds, but I mean, it's also hitting everyone else, right? We don't seem to be doing fine. Don't tell me there's another flood. No, it's not.
So, what is it? I mean, everything is totally soaked. Takepon, you're drenched.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry about me. The drops of water were still pouring down from the ceiling.
Oh man, we ran over here as soon as we saw the warning on the monitor. It's not a fire alarm?
I'm telling you, there's no fire or flooding. Let me explain. Could you put that away? She held a fire extinguisher in both hands as if bracing to use it. She pulled the safety pin and held out the nozzle, ready to spray at an instant's notice. It was a pretty clumsy looking attempt. After a while, the water stopped. Sora smiled and gazed at the flower bed. Again, this is like slightly different from the other one, I think. This is a slightly different CG because the water has, you know, since fallen down. Sora smiled and gazed at the flower bed. Have you ever wondered how Sora's route is going to work yet? Regardless of whoever she gets with, you're going to pick a hologram or server room, or some proto-parasocial VTuber relationship before those things were big. I think it's I think kind of along the lines of like what I was talking about, where it's like I can never leave this place. Isn't that so sad? Because wasn't what's her name from VLR? Luna. Wasn't Luna also like that as well, where it's like I don't think she ever said like I can never leave this place, but like my duty is here, like I have to be here, essentially. And Sora is a very similar thing, where I think it's just gonna kind of hurt in the feels, essentially, where it's just gonna be pain, nothing but pain, essentially. But I don't think I'd be shocked. I think as well her route is going to give a lot of answers. I'd be shocked if it was actually anything romantic, but I could be wrong about that. I mean, Luna's route was pretty romantic overall, so I could be wrong about that. You don't suppose this was just a prank? Yup. Yup. Get pranked, everyone. Ha 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 ha. You know. Now it was my turn to smile. Yeah, I guess it was something like that. Over on that wall, there's a bunch of this there's some kind of weirdly shaped and colored button. I thought, what the heck does this do? I couldn't help but give it a little push. Why would you do that? Why would you lie for her? You could just say, hey, I want to water the flowers. I guess it would be so bad, so awful. When I said that, you tossed the fire extinguisher aside. Then she turned to hide her face to try to contain her laughter. She balled a fist and swung it in my direction. Yeah. Listen here, you're not a kid, you know. Just who broke the group rules the other day, huh? What are you thinking? You was poised to launch into a sermon. She rambled on, but the words didn't reach my ears. I was gazing in wonder at the flowers. The previously wilted and drooping flowers had, in such a short time, become full of life and seemed to be dancing about. May 4th. Man, I wish like it's recommended that you do Sora's route first, and I think that's probably going to be better, right? To do Tsugumi's route and then Sora's. But it's like I wish this had any amount of emotional impact if, you know, I were actually on your route. I mean, it still does. It still makes me interested in her and seeing like what that's all about, but I just know that I'm going to have to play through this route. I might potentially play through another route, then come back here, and then skip through all these scenes. And it's not going to hit the same, you know, essentially. Midnight sneaked up on me. I can see it work, though. It's a sense that you could fall in love with someone's personality even if you never physically touch them. Yeah. I would say that if there were a romantic aspect to it, it would definitely be about that. Sure, yeah, platonic relationships have been a thing since literally ancient Greeks. I also forget Luna's situation was similar to Sora's. Yeah. To me, it reads like it might be a little bit similar. So it doesn't have to be platonic. It could be romantic. It would just not physical. Yeah, I would say that, where it's just like it's like a deeper connection, a little bit of a deeper connection than something more platonic, I would say. Everyone was already fast asleep. Some were snoring, and no one's gonna bring up the echoing incident at all. It's just gonna drive me specifically crazy. For us, the situation wasn't getting any better, but at least it wasn't getting any worse. It was better that we had just slept to prepare for. It was better that we just slept to prepare for what might come. If only I could read. I can't sleep. If anyone was awake, they would see me bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. How could I be so tired but not be able to sleep? I started wondering about my body. Oh well. I took a walk to get my mind off of things. One moment. Okay. Might have to BRB here in a second real quick. Splash. I saw the corridor was covered in water as I quietly slipped out of the room. It's freezing! The ocean water flowed into the room was colder than usual, maybe because it was evening. Damn, now I'm even more awake. Actually, now's a good chance to check. This must be the beginning. Never mind, I'm a liar! I'm a liar! No, never mind. Takeshi awakening. I thought for sure this is the beginning of the Tsugumi route, but no. She's still dead. She's still dead. Damn, now I'm even more awake. I continued down the path, my heavily soaked shoes weighing me down with each step. Only the sound of my damp shoes echoed through the night. I didn't encounter a soul as I walked down the corridor. Nobody had come to get us, but I decided not to let it get me down. There was, a comment, I would say, what was it, like a few episodes ago maybe? Somebody left a comment talking about the different openings of this game, right? And I talked about how I just kind of prefer the energy the energy of you know, like that song, the second opening, the newer opening. It's so great. But they were talking about how they thought that overall the original opening kind of fits this game better. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not done with the game yet. So far, to me, I find it very interesting that this game does have this feeling of like liminal space, right? Where it feels very cramped, but I feel like the characters don't, not that they don't acknowledge that, but you feel like the game would dwell on this aspect of it more, if that makes sense, right? To be like, hey, like I'm actually losing my mind, I'm going crazy. They seem to be doing a surprisingly, like an incredibly good job of just like keeping it together, and I could not be doing the same thing. So to me, I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me to know exactly what the tone of the game is so far, because it's like there's some things, again, I talked about with the newer version of that's on Steam, where it's like I actually prefer this overall. I kind of prefer the wider spaces, the wider areas. I thought they looked very good, but maybe by the end of it I might change my opinion, where it's like actually the liminal space is kind of nice, you know, little things like that. Sure, romantic asexual relationships. Just like what me and my Oshi have. If it's mutual, sure. We were still alive. We had survived so far. We would live for the foreseeable future. I thought to myself that anyone who made it as far as us would survive. Yeah, we'll make it. As I nodded to myself, I turned a corner in the corridor. Was it a dead end? We were here before once. We never followed up with this as kid, but we were here before once when we gave Tsugumi the sandwich. So this is our second time seeing it. Was it a dead end? It seemed like I had reached the end of the floor. I turned around and headed back along the passageway. Oh my god. Why are you jump scaring me? What is wrong with you? Okay, cool. Well, on that note, I have to go get laundry. I have to go change laundry. All right, cool. Let me BRB real quick. Genuinely kind of not like jump scare worthy, but genuinely kind of like I shifted a little bit. Like, what's happening? What's happening? Okay, cool. Thanks, Sora. I will be right back in like a minute or so. Just give me a moment. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. Let me go over back to game screen. Just put this up briefly. Also, there was complete and utter silence. I'm sure you all enjoyed that so much. I gotta remember to leave it off on music. I keep forgetting. Terrible streamer. Let me go ahead, put this over here, and then put this here. Thank you for the welcome back. All right, continuing with Sora jump scare. Oh good, there you are, Kurenari-san. I was looking for you. Hey, what's wrong? Hello? Sora. Yes? Don't scare me like that, Sora. Okay, cool. Glad to know it's intentional. Like, why would you do that? I was surprised. For an instant, I just stood there frozen. Because the moment Sora had appeared around the corner, she and I had been face to face. We were so close, it seemed like our noses overlapped. Realizing that, I took 3 steps backward. I could feel my heart pounding. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get so close to you. Definitely romantic. Again, it's like so awkward. I'm just like, so how about Tsugumi in that coma? How about her? How's she doing? But okay, we're gonna have like a ton of scenes of you first. Sora's cheeks turned a soft red. Oh, did I look strange? No, don't worry about it. You're beautiful, as always. Smooth. Okay, interesting. Oh, well, thank you. It's just, I'm a little embarrassed. Huh? I felt as if I just blurted out something ridiculous. You did! Kind of, honestly. Insane. But Sora had smiled when I said it, so maybe it was okay. I tried to calm myself down. Well, anyway, everyone is still sound asleep, so I haven't told anyone, but... As she said that, her face suddenly changed. What? A little while ago, Komachi-san was tossing and turning in bed, so I dispatched the medical wagon to keep her still. Really? Really? Yes, I was surprised. She was seriously hurt, you know, and still... Hey, she should wake up soon, don't you think? Yes, I think she may regain consciousness. The only other theory that I have with Sora that might be related, I'm thinking this is less likely. I don't know if I brought this up before, but the only other theory that I have is the idea that if this is all like a 999 experiment and somebody's keeping us down here for X, Y, and Z reasons, that Sora would be kind of the overseer of that project, right? Not the person responsible, but the overseer. And in that sense, she knows everything about everyone here. You know, she knows everything. She can't be fazed by anything, essentially. And in that case, it would also make her a little bit evil as well. Not necessarily 100% evil, but like yeah, like I did lie to you guys, you know, so to speak. So that's the only other thing that I could think of with her. I don't know if I'm like explaining it in a way that makes sense, but that's about it, really. I don't think that is the case. I think it's just like, hey, I just know more stuff, you know. I just know some stuff, don't worry about it, essentially. Yes, I think she may soon regain consciousness. Well, she shouldn't be tossing and turning like that. She'll reopen her wounds. Yes, actually, that is why. Hey, we can't let that happen! That's it, I'll go and check on her. That was fast. It didn't take much convincing at all. Kurenari-san! I just left her standing there, calling after me, because I don't care. I flew up the stairs as fast as I could and sprinted down the corridor. I arrived in front of the infirmary on the 2nd floor. I poked the button to open the door, but it seemed to take forever. The door opened slowly and quietly. So like Lagomorph. Yes, actually. Yeah, essentially, yeah. Well, I mean, Lagomorph was barely in the game. Barely in the game, honestly, in the grand scheme of things. But yes, I would say like that. Tsugumi was lying there on a bed in the back of the room. I walked slowly over to her and sat down on the bed next to hers. I could hear a computer working over at the other end of the room, collecting data on her pulse and blood pressure. This is also similarly the same room where we learned, like, hey, by the way, Sada and Kid, you two are related. Did you know that? We never got a name for Kid, did we? Now that I think about it, we never got a name for Kid. She was just like, big bro, big bro. Wouldn't you know? Wouldn't you know his name? What was his name? She didn't say it. Whatever. She's not real. It doesn't matter. The data told us the most important thing, that she was alive. However, Tsugumi was still unconscious as we used the same sprite. No CGs for you. Had she really turned in her sleep? Or would she continue to sleep like that? At any moment, her fingers began to twitch. Her eyes opened. I wondered what I should do. What I should say. Where to even begin. Oh, she looks fine. She looks like she woke up from a nap, to be honest. She's like, get me out of here. What the hell? Okay. I guess we'll go ahead and collect this one as well. Not that we really need it. It's kind of goofy, to be honest. But his presence was always felt, even if no one saw him. That is true. I missed all of his goofy quips. I missed it. He was only in the game for such a short amount of time. He comes off as annoying, but then he's really, I don't know. He's really kind of fun. Wish there was more of him, to be quite honest. But she woke up before I could decide. Good morning. That was all I could say. I hadn't thought of what to say beyond that. What time is it now? I'm not sure. I pulled my PDA from my pocket and checked the time. It's May 4th, 1:42 a.m. Really? Tsugumi appeared weak as she slightly moved her body. How are you feeling? That's a stupid question. I'm just asking. Tell me how you're feeling. Awful. My whole body hurts. I feel terrible. Oh. Tsugumi lifted her hand up to her face, opening and closing it slowly. Her movements were still sluggish. How's the injury? Does it hurt? You may still be under a bit of anesthesia. Injury? Anesthesia? Oh, thank you. Thank you for the hydrate, Black Blue. Let me go ahead and do that now. Complete that now, before anything. Alrighty, thank you again for the hydrate. I appreciate it. Let me hold on. It's here and then here and this button. Yippee, huzzah, wahoo! And then we have to tab back into the game because the game just hates it when I alt tab out. There we go. Still hates it apparently. I noticed that the game is kind of loading a little bit different than how it loaded last time. So you know, there might be some issues. Hopefully not. There we go. There we go. All right, cool. Cool. I don't know what causes that, but all right. It's fine. Don't worry about anything. It was John Infinity. Mr. John Infinity himself. That was his true name. We just never learned it. Gosh darn it. Why didn't they say his name? I think they did. I think she did say it. Like, she was about to say it at one point, but then Kid kind of freaked out and was like, no, I don't deserve to know anything. I'm so awful, or something. I think she was about to say it. Why didn't you just say it? There's no way. It's like, my name is actually Takeshi. So funny that your name is also actually Takeshi, and we just didn't say anything because, you know, we thought it'd be funny, honestly. We thought it'd be kind of hilarious. Anesthesia. Hey, you didn't forget, did you? Tsugumi's eyes wandered... Tsugumi, yes. Not Tsumugi. Tsugumi. Tsugumi's eyes wandered about the room. To the ceiling, and the sheets, the cast on her leg. Right. I remember. I remember now. Tsugumi tried to get up, but noticing the various IV cords snaking down her arm, she frowned. She was alive. She was injured, but still breathing. Her life had been saved, and for that, I was grateful. But it was my fault. I was the one who caused her injury. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay, now is a great time for the wonderful guide. Where, if I can find it, where is it? Interesting. You guys can see that. Why is that the case? Hold on. Did I mess up the game capture? Window. Oh, you just can't... So... What, you just can't see it? You just can't see it anymore? You didn't do that before. Okay, cool. Match title. Window title must match. It must. Otherwise, don't show it. Well, that didn't help. That didn't help. That didn't help. Yeah, we never able to see it before. I also noticed, like, I used to be able to move my my mouse between monitors, and I can't do that anymore. I have to go from monitor 1 to monitor 3 and then back down to monitor 2. And it's like, okay, well, in that case, just in case, just prefer to not show it. Flowchart. And what day are we on? We're on Thursday. Apologize or say nothing. Cool. Apologize. She's been pretty honest. I think she's been pretty straightforward overall, so it's not like that's surprising. She does prefer it when you're actually like kind of kind to her, right? Not like, oh, you need to whatever the hell. What's her name? Saki in Never Seven. Not like her. Not like her, where it's like you need to, I don't know, play some mind games in order to get her favor. Let's go back to game screen. And then back over here. And you can't see it anymore. All right, cool. You can't see it. Otherwise, match same type? Sure. Just do that. Just do that. It'll be fine. All right. I'm sorry. I apologize. I said after 80 billion years. I'm sorry. I wanted to tell her how I felt. Why are you apologizing? It was my fault you were injured. Because I was careless, you ended up getting hurt. It was my fault. That's why I'm sorry. And what's more, you protected Coco. Yeah, the two of them seem to have a little bit of a connection the same way that, in the same way that I would say you and Sada have a connection there. You made sure she didn't get hurt. I don't know how to thank you. I lowered my head. Face forward, okay? kind of creepy. But Tsugumi's face soured. She was glaring at me. Don't misunderstand. I was injured, but it wasn't because I sacrificed myself for Coco's safety. Tsugumi sighed heavily. Let me reread that again. I was injured, but it wasn't because I sacrificed myself for Coco's safety. But it was kind of because you sacrificed yourself for Coco's safety. You did do that. Did you not? It's just that I wanted to die. Oh yes, also this plot point. What? How come you had to save me? If you left me alone, I could have finally died. What? I jumped up from the bed, shaking my fist furiously. What the hell did you just say? You! What do you mean I could have finally died? That's what I said, right? I wanted to die. Tsugumi gazed at me, narrowing her eyes. She was quiet. I gazed back. I could tell by the look in her eyes that she wasn't joking. Because of that, I couldn't forgive her. Bam! I slammed my fist on the bed violently. Tsugumi, you stupid little... How dare you say that so lightly? I looked straight at her and screamed. When you die, it's game over. You understand that, right? Nah, we have an earlier save we can reload to. It'll be fine. Have you forgotten about us? What we're facing here? The situation had reversed to me glaring at Tsugumi. It wasn't as if she had actually done something wrong. But that didn't mean I could forgive her for saying that. She snorted. You don't understand, Takeshi. Life is a nightmare. How? It's not gonna be... something like I'm actually 18 billion years old, right? Because I was made at the dawn of time through experiments, and it's like I can never die, therefore I'm 18 billion majillion years old, right? Life is a nightmare. This world is littered with ugliness. Cut your poetic garbage! Wham. Again, I pummeled the bed with my fist. Life is the most important thing in this world. Life is a miracle. You're wrong. This is no miracle. It's actually kind of nice, even though we're not on her route, it is kind of nice that we literally just had that scene with Sora, right? Where she was like, life is such a wonderful, beautiful thing. And she showed Takeshi that, and now having that kind of juxtaposition between the two girls. That's kind of nice. You're wrong. This is no miracle. In this ever-expanding universe, continuing infinitely, there it is. There's this phenomenon called life is no miracle. It's unnatural. And it's an accident that we awoke in this disgusting world. Wrong. You are wrong, Tsugumi. I hesitated for a moment. You are unbelievably wrong. Where am I wrong? Come on, tell me where I'm mistaken. All emotion left her face. She spoke plainly and precisely. Life is just a cluster of empty desires. We build our lives on the corpses of others. We kill cows, pigs, birds, fish, and plants. And if we don't, we die. I have the distinct urge to just like play play emo music on top of this. It would be so like disrespectful to her story arc though. I can't do that. Our appetites are whetted by the slaughtering of others. Our desire for sleep only proves our laziness. Our sexual desires are expressed through obscenity and sin. All the things that keep us alive, the things that drive us, are filthy. We can't live without them. There is no such thing as a life of purity. Ultimately, from the moment we are born, we are already corrupted. And that's why you want to die? Yes. I became quiet, contemplating what Tsugumi just said. People die when they are killed, Tsugumi. Do you know that? Did you know that? We have to get out of this infinity of suffering. Maybe that's like the whole reason of it. That would tie into Sora as well. I mean, she can't really leave here, maybe, possibly, perhaps, right? That'd be kind of nice. I'm genuinely kind of... Because, like, Never 7, the end of infinity, we're trying to break free from the loops, right? Ever 17, the out of infinity. I just kind of thought we'd be doing the same thing, maybe with a more expanded scope. But as of right now, we don't really have any confirmation of that. It doesn't really seem to be the case. So it's like, what is the out of infinity? What is it? I became quiet, contemplating what Tsugumi just said. That time, it was me laughing. I thought you were smarter than that, but I guess I overrated you. You do have a point, and I think you are partially right. I'll admit it. In order for us to live, it's true we must commit some atrocities. Sometimes people do terrible, despicable things. But do you think living is a sin? Thinking life is a sin is a result of arrogant values. You don't really think it's a crime for a bird to snatch fruit from a tree, do you? Does a tiger feel guilt for eating its prey? Is it really a terrible thing to join together and create a new life? I'm just saying, man, like, what would this game be like? There's just like certain things that ring in my brain, in my mind, because I played Zero Escape, and it's like, what does this mean? All the theories that I had before, where it's like, what does this mean? What is the drawing that Coco did with the two babies and the people in the facility? What does it mean? What does that mean? Everything is necessary to continue living. Everything that is necessary to continue living is not only a right, I believe it's sacred. The birds, the tigers, the ants, even the grass, they all work so hard to live. It's a beautiful thing. And to love the lives of others is just as important as loving yourself. You have to realize that, don't you? It's ridiculous. Tsugumi frowned. Stop pretending to be so cold. I wanted to kick the bed over, but yet I resisted somehow. Alright, so why'd you protect Coco? Why'd you sacrifice yourself to save Coco? I don't know exactly what happened back there, but I do know that you are avoiding the truth. You are desperately trying to deny life. To deny life. Everyone's desires are born out of life. You only want to believe they're wrong to prove your selfish point. You're holding on obstinately, living while all you want to do is die. Your logic is completely backwards. Life should be unconditionally embraced. Everyone lives for the sake of it. By definition, living beings must have life. If love is beautiful, then so is life. You don't understand a thing. Just being like, pouring your heart out and being like, well, I don't believe you, so what then? It's like, oh, okay, well, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't understand. We've known each other for what, just 3 days? I don't know a thing about you. But I know for sure that what I'm saying is 100% true. So, don't say that you want to die. I wouldn't let her say it. I bit my lip as I stared at Tsugumi. I had told Tsugumi exactly how I felt. No holding back, no regrets. I didn't want her to say it anymore. I didn't even want to have to say those things. She survived for a reason. She shouldn't say she wanted to throw that away. Tsugumi let all the tension slip away from her shoulders. Her eyes suddenly lit up. Yeah, I get it. What, had I finally gotten through to her? I couldn't help but smile. A smile appeared on her lips. She glanced up at me and muttered something. I understand it perfectly. You're a total hypocrite. And then we had a hard cut and we didn't finish the rest of the conversation. I guess she just refused to talk to us. On that note, it's time for the first break of the stream. Let me go ahead and go to burb screen. Alrighty. If you are here, stretch, get some water, all the good stuff. I'll be right back in about 3 minutes. See you then. Alrighty, I am back. Let me go over back to game screen. And let me move this over here. And then let me go tab back into the game. Alrighty, cool. There's a little bit of dropped frames I do see. It's still less than like 0.%. But I have noticed overall that the internet is the internet here in this new place is a little bit more finicky than it was in the previous place, which if you know anything about the Never 7 playthrough, or at least the very beginning of that, that, you know, internet problems are kind of like my anxiety my anxiety in the world as a streamer. It sucks, it's awful. So hopefully that doesn't become too much of an issue. But you just got hit with the nuh and moved on. That's exactly it. It was like, nuh no, no you. It's like, what the hell? It's sort of too bad this sort of philosophical debate nowadays would be reduced basically to society sucks, and yet you live in a society. Curious, how curious. Yeah, I mean, it is, I guess it depends on where, like, there's an appropriate space to have that sort of discussion and that sort of forum. I think if a person literally tells you, hey, I want to die, I mean, it's not, you know, there's a lot of other things maybe that you should possibly do first, maybe like, you know, trying to make sure that this person is okay and seeking help and stuff like that. But possibly philosophical ramblings about life may help soothe the pain for the person, possibly not a medical professional. But sometimes it's like, life sucks. Yeah, I kind of do this as well, to be quite honest, though, right? Where it's like, we live in a society and it sucks. It's bad. So that's just how it goes sometimes. But I do understand it. It's a surprisingly strong opinion from Takeshi that I wasn't really expecting, to be honest, right? I wasn't really expecting it to be quite real. If Kid were in that situation, what would he do? I think he'd just be like, don't talk like that. You have every reason to live. Don't do it. Yeah, and just kind of move on from there. But I don't think he would have like the grandiose speech and words that Takeshi just had to describe that, you know? And again, I find it very interesting that he cares so much after 3 days, which makes me think that like there is some sort of deeper connection, whether it's like secretly your daughter or like something else, or secretly, I don't know, like your future lover, I don't know. whatever the case is for it, it's like there is some sort of deeper connection there. Luckily, it hasn't been too bad. Okay, good. Otherwise, I'd just be like, oh boy, we're back in the trenches again. Kuranari-san, what happened? Where's Komachi-san? Sora was waiting just outside the door with a worried expression on her face. She's alive. Really? But she wishes she were dead. Kuranari-san, did she really tell you that? Yup, it's true. It's unfortunate, but she didn't get what she wanted. Death. But you don't have to. Sora's voice quivered as she spoke. You know, I should have never even helped save... Kuranari-san! Please, stop this. You should not say things like that. If you were real, you would have slapped him just now. I can feel it in the writing. You would have slapped him just now. It is awful. I'm so disappointed in you. I'm sorry. Now you're upset, Sora. I'm not myself right now. I'm heading back to bed, even though I know I can't sleep. I raised my hand weakly and parted with Sora. Sora stood by the entrance to the medical room, frozen, without movement. Tsugumi today could unironically say, I want to die, people suck so much, and most people would go base. Base. Hopefully, I mean, yeah, there is, I mean, to like answer your point seriously, Kadensha, like there is like a sort of like recent move towards, I don't know, like not feeling no empathy, I guess, kind of so to speak, which, you know, sucks. It's not a great place to be in, right? It's not fantastic. So like, yeah, that is kind of like the unfortunate downside. I wonder how Sora must be feeling right now. She technically doesn't have life the same way Tsugumi does. If she does want it, then Tsugumi is basically throwing away the thing that she wants most. Yeah, that's gonna be an awkward situation. Yeah, that's awkward. That's pretty awkward, isn't it? I do wonder... I mean, if she knows more about us than, you know, she's letting on, then she must also know that, hey, Tsugumi secretly wants to die. And if so, I wonder if we're gonna get any exploration into that during her route, I would say. Because it's a very interesting thing. A very interesting, like, difference between the two characters, you know? It almost feels like they're on the opposite ends, excuse me, of like one spectrum, right? Whereas I wouldn't say the same thing of like Sada. I don't know, Sada's somewhere in the middle. I don't know. She's like somewhere, like all the other characters I would say right now are somewhere just like kind of in the middle, whereas the other characters are at the extremes, right? Plays into what Courie noticed about how they're diametrically opposed with their points of life. Life is beautiful and life is ugly. Yeah, exactly. exactly that. So it was really hard to wake up after falling back asleep. And when I couldn't get up, I'd get irritated. The reason I couldn't sleep was beyond me. Yes, doggo, I know. What a wonderful dream you're having. I probably couldn't sleep because I was so caught up in not being able to sleep. A vicious cycle. Man, this is really bad. I was still groggy, but thankfully I wasn't so sleepy that it was driving me crazy. I opened and closed my hand. My body seemed to be in a pretty good shape. I shook my head. I slapped my cheeks. Then I breathed in a deep rush of cold air, breathed it out, and gradually cleared my head. Mustering up my strength, I jumped out of bed. I reinserted the voice converter into my ear. Oh yeah, I forgot we had that. I forgot that was important. About time I started cooking breakfast for you all. But when I looked around, no one's here? The conference room was empty. Hold up, what time is it? I checked my PDA display anxiously. It was just shy of 9 a.m. 9:11 a.m. You're so late! I cook for you all for free! For free! What the hell? You all can make your own meals. You was standing guard in front of the kiosk. The kid, Coco, and Bibi were sitting and waiting. Late! Kananari, you're a total mess! Yu's cheeks looked a little swollen. Sorry, my bad. You've been waiting forever! I'm starving! Look, if my belly actually sticks to my spine, I'm holding you personally responsible. Dear Lord. Remember me when I waste away into almost nothing and I'm blown by the wind across the Pacific. You're so full of shit sometimes. I didn't know that she had this kind of, this playful side to her. With Kid, we mostly just see the serious nature to her, but she really is kind of dramatic. You're worried about being blown away by the wind. I think it'd probably take a hurricane to carry you off. You're a real gentleman, Kuranari. Yu's shoulders sagged for some reason. I can't believe you guys haven't eaten yet. I looked around at them. Well, you see, we did try. I'd say we tried a little too hard. Y'all can't cook? Okay, so you're just relying on me then. Just relying on me. Sweet doggo, truly wonderful doggo. Speaking of, does Coco still have Tsugumi's sandwich? They put it in the... Wait, did she take it? I might have blacked out on that. I remember her like saying like, hey, I'm responsible for her sandwich, essentially, but they kept it in the warmer, essentially, for her, for when she does wake up. So Coco does not have it right now. I'd say we tried a little too hard. Woof! They looked at one another with a mix of conflicting expressions. Huh? I cocked my head quizzically at them and went around into the kiosk kitchen. What's going on here? There was an impossibly delicious smell. Oh, it was delicious. And a blackened, charred piece of fried tuna. Oh, well, never mind. Never mind. Red, black, green, everything was splattered with a mysterious fluid. The sandwich buns were colorful and sticky. The lettuce that normally went into the tuna sandwiches had been diced. I'd never seen such a shocking kitchen. What exactly happened here? New sprite from Coco? Kind of terrifying to be kind of terrifying to be quite honest. New sprite from Coco. We've never seen this before. She's never been laughing up until this point. She's never been happy. Okay.
We tried dividing up the work. Let's eat, Takepyeon. Let's eat.
Hey, wait. Is this food? You can actually eat this?
Yup.
Hey, kid, you serious? Well, sort of. Sort of. I don't know if it'll taste good, but... Why did you stop talking?
Now, let's not be critical.
Apparently, there had been a number of reasons why I was in charge of cooking. A number of them, many of them. But is the sandwich still... But the sandwich is still there. No one's eaten it yet. As far as we know, nobody has touched it. So it should be good. Yeah, for all we know, the sandwich is still there. Yeah, exactly. Alrighty then. Time for a post-meal break? They all trooped over to the rest area. I had safely finished eating, but my stomach was still growling. Would I be okay? Doing the dishes was an unpleasant job, but with everyone's cooperation, we got the ordeal over and done with.
Hey, Takepyeon. I took some...
Okay, well, now I was about to be like, oh, did you eat her sandwich? No, you took it over to her. Okay, she's awake. She's okay. I was about to be like, mischievous Coco. No. That's where her sandwich is.
I took Tsugumi's sandwich over to her.
Oh, thanks. I patted Coco's head. Before I tackled the cleanup, I had picked up on some decent sandwiches and had Coco take them over. There we go. Whether they're still recovering, Tsugumi would actually eat them or not was another story. Hey, Coco, was Tsugumi eating alright?
Yeah, she said she was really hungry. I think she ate 3.
Huh. Well, I guess she's gotten well enough to eat then.
She's getting better. She's getting better pretty fast, don't you think?
Yeah, like almost to an unnatural degree, wouldn't you say? You would know about that, right? Fellow experimentation? That's Tsugumi. The night before, she said she wanted to die. The fact that she was eating meant that at least her body was determined to live. If she would just continue that tendency and get well, I thought there'd be no more problems. Wait, that was a contradiction. All the things that keep us alive, the things that drive us, are filthy. There's no such thing as a life of purity. She said something along those lines. But then, despite that, she demolished 3 whole sandwiches without even thinking about it. Well, then again, I was the one who told Coco to take the sandwiches down because it would be bad if she didn't have something. So I was contradicting my earlier stance too, but something strange was going on. Is this... There's been 18 billion different plot threads, honestly, at this point with this game. It's so interesting. It has like a slower tempo, like a slower vibe compared to like the action of later works by Uchikoshi, but there's still a lot of different things going on. Is this following up on the fact that Tsugumi sometimes is not... Like, sometimes she's okay with the group, and sometimes she's like, I don't care about any of you, I hate you all, you know? Like, she seems to be like 2 different people, essentially. Kind of like what you can see on the edges here of the screen. Something strange was going on. What was the deal? The word hypocrite came to mind. Then what on earth was she supposed to be? Tsugumi, what was she thinking? I couldn't help but feel resentment rising in my chest.
What's the matter, Takepyeon? Your face got all scary for a moment.
It's nothing. I didn't want to show my sullen mood. I didn't even want to be thinking about her anymore. Waving with one hand, I tried my best to sweep my mood away.
Oh, good. I thought maybe those sandwiches had given you a tummy ache.
Why? Did you put something in there that would make me sick? Maybe all the... what was it? The sour cream, whatever?
Well, Takepyeon, do you really want to know? You won't be sorry, right?
No, stop. Don't tell me I don't want to know. Just imagining the possibilities was making my stomach hurt. Gathering my wits, I went to the bench where you and the kid were sitting. Coco and Pipi trotted along behind me. Hey, you. Where did Sora go?
She went to go look around again to see if she could find some clue to help us escape.
again, she leaves so often. Even in both routes, she leaves quite often. From what she said, the sensors on the 3rd floor are working a bit better. A little bit better. Did you see Sora, you? I cut in front of them. Huh? Oh yeah, for a minute, before you came to the kiosk. I see. Did Sora say anything else? Did she seem different somehow? No, not really. Same as always. Okay. Well, that's good. What are you thinking? That they switched places? That can't be real. That can't be real because one of them literally isn't real, right? You said like you almost bumped into her, like you went through her. I don't know, like did you go through her face essentially and you're like, whoa, 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 you know, when you almost bumped into Sora? There's no way that both of them are real, right? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. How could that... I mean, I guess we've just been taking her word for it, but like... No, the sandwiches fell through her hand. Yeah, we know she's not real. Definitely not real. And we know that Tsugumi is real because she just got stabbed. You know? That was like a whole thing. Are there times in which they, despite all of that, they've just been changing places? Why? Why would they do that? Kuranari, did you do something to her? No, nothing. You're acting pretty suspicious. Why'd you say, well, that's good? Not that I'm the type to hound you with questions or anything. You totally are, though. So what's the story, my dear Kuranari-san? She laughed and pretended to hold a microphone to my face. Can you tell me how you're feeling right now? I don't care what happens. I'm not talking to you. This is reporter Tanaka Yu, reporting live. She withdrew her reversible microphone. Hey, that reminds me. When I played this at least a decade ago, one of the people who recommended it to me gave me a word of advice. Pay attention to literally everything. I can imagine. It's like, there's 18 different plot lines and it's like, sometimes it's hard to know which ones are important though and which ones aren't important, right? Because I know that, what is it? I the Somnium-Files in particular loves throwing like false information at you. Like, is this important? It seems so. And then being like, not really. Not really. It's not that important actually. So it loves that. But I'd say Zero Escape is better about that, where it's like most of the details kind of matter. Some of them are like just kind of false. The mummy thing is just complete horseshit. It doesn't mean anything, unfortunately. But for the most part, I'd say it follows up relatively well on plot points. So feeling is so your feeling of there is a lot happening is justified. And to your credit, you are picking up a good amount of what the game is putting down. That's good at the very least. That sounds pretty on par for the course for an Uchikoshi game. Yeah, I would say so. Although I the Somnium-Files is very different, I guess, if you're comparing this game to that game, I would say. Hey, that reminds me. The kid muttered, glancing at me. Apparently, Takeshi sneaked out of his room in the middle of the night. Oh, relevant circumstantial evidence. Next, the invisible microphone was pointed at the kid. I thought maybe you were sleepwalking, but you ran up the emergency stairs, so... I went to sleep right after, but it's been bothering me. Did you not see her? I guess she was only showing herself to us specifically, as in Sora. What do you have to say for yourself, Kuranari-san? Or, I just added in the sound by accident. If you don't want to talk about it, don't worry.
What? Are y'all talking about something fun?
Woof, woof. All their eyes were fixed on me. Bathed in their attention, there was no way for me to escape the microphone. Alright, I confess. I went to see Tsugumi. Was just meeting Sora. I just went to the bathroom. I don't care about any of them. Okay, I'm guessing I went to see Tsugumi is the correct one. I don't want to alt tab out, man, and have to deal with like hiding the screen because for whatever reason it's not working. It's probably saying that I want to see Tsugumi is the correct one. I went to go see her. I went to see Tsugumi. I told the truth. Tsugumi? I was taking a walk when Sora came up and told me that Tsugumi had woken up. I didn't want her to start wandering around and hurt herself, so I rushed right over to the infirmary.
Oh, is that it? Actually, I guess I did hear pretty much the same thing from Sora, how Tsugumi woke up.
What, so you knew all along? There were a few plot points in Zero Escape that led nowhere. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And just all the pain and the investment that I put into them, and it's like, yeah, this didn't matter. What, were you thinking that it would? That's stupid. That's stupid. Why would you think that?
Sorry, just thought I'd give you a hard time.
Man. But you should have called us. You're right, I wasn't thinking. Well, I don't know about you, kid, but you was dead to the world. I didn't figure it'd be any good to try and wake you guys up.
Hey!
No one seemed inclined to question me further, so that solved that. Everyone milled around the rest area. I felt the energy drain out of me. I wasn't tense, but I wasn't relaxed either. Maybe I was just tired. I sat quietly, thinking. When I couldn't sleep, I had been pondering all sorts of things. About Tsugumi, about Sora. I might have hurt Sora's feelings. She always smiled and said she didn't mind, but... what would I say when I saw her?
Which is why...
Hearing Yu's voice, I returned to Earth with a jolt.
So many Greek myths have been handed down to us.
Yu was standing in the middle of the room, apparently giving a lecture about something. What are you doing? The kid, Coco, and Pee-Pee were sitting on benches, listening obediently. I love how the dog has become its own entity, just within the game. I ended up listening myself.
You see that statue over there? It's a rather lovely piece.
She turned around and pointed at the statue in the corner of the rest area.
The beautiful statue and the sculptor who loved her. I'll tell you their story. Ahem.
She gave a melodramatic cough. Then she turned back to the group and began gesturing and talking.
Once upon a time, in a place called Cyprus, there was a young sculptor. His name was... He had been called the King of Cyprus. But in these myths, they tend to call anyone a king or a god, so we won't go there for a bit. Anyway, there was an excellent sculptor named Fygmalion. And then, his statues were incredible. They were so vital, so full of life. They looked as though they might start moving at any moment. But Fygmalion, is that it? Fygmalion? Fygmalion couldn't seem to get interested in ladies. The people around him wondered why a brilliant sculptor like him couldn't land a wife.
I'm about to look this up. Actually, no, let me not look this up in case it's actually relevant. Let me hear what you have to say first. And, just in case it's incomplete and utter horseshit.
But Fygmalion seemed to only care about making his statues. Then one day, he finished the nude figure of a woman. It was a wonderful piece, absolutely charming, and even he himself thought it might be his ultimate masterpiece. But as he looked on her beautiful, almost living face, he realized that she was naked and became embarrassed. He brought her clothes for her and dressed her. And then when it got dark, he was so besotted with her that he brought her food to eat, talked with her, and even slept next to her. It was love. It was the first time he had ever experienced true love. Love for the statue he himself had created.
Hold on. Yes. He realized that she was naked and became embarrassed. Oh, so no, okay. I thought he had fallen in love with the model, but seemingly he had fallen in love with the statue. So basically, falling in love with the fake versus the real, essentially. I'm starting to dread. I'm starting to dread this feeling. Like the two people on either ends of that I put on either ends really are just Sora and Tsugumi. I'm having that feeling, The person on the right is is Sora, and the person on the left is Tsugumi, I'm guessing. Possibly, maybe.
He poured all the love that he had into her. He believed that one day he would speak to him. She would speak to him. But in the meantime, he neglected his work. He forgot to eat and sleep, and Pygmalion began to waste away. Would that make an F sound? It's pi. It's pi, not phi. Okay. Pygmalion. Pygmalion. I don't know if it makes an F sound. Pygmalion. It doesn't matter. This character will never be relevant. It's not important to the lore at all, right? Right? People began to worry that he would die, so they prayed to the gods. And Pygmalion was agonizing as well. He was so sad to see her unable to speak, eat, or sleep. He thought that when he himself became old and went to heaven, she would have to continue standing there, just waiting to decay. To him, it was unthinkable. How does this tie into the lore? Can Tsugumi die? Can Sora die? I don't think Sora can die unless you, like, blow up the mainframe. Unless you blow up the system. In that sense, she'll still be there. Both of them will still be there long after Takeshi perishes, presumably. If he couldn't be bound to her, it would be better to throw himself off a cliff. If only she was a real woman with blood running through her veins. It went on just like that, until his prayers reached Aphrodite, the goddess of love. I know that from Hades. I know that from a video game. I've unfortunately never been a person that's into Greek mythology and anything like that, so you can't really ask me too much about it. It's like, what do I know from the one Percy Jackson book that I'd read? What do I know from Hades, the game? And it's like, well, I'll take those two and combine it together. Aphrodite came down to him and told him to kiss his beloved statue. When he gently kissed her, her skin flushed pink, her eyes opened, and she turned into a living woman. A woman as beautiful as the statue had been. So you're telling me that if I kiss Sora, she'll become real? So they married and even had children. He kept making even more beautiful sculptures for temples around the world, and they lived happily ever after. I think it's Pygmalion. Okay, well, glad to know after the story is over, and maybe none of the characters will say the name ever again at this point. Sorry, I missed your message there. Funny enough, most of what I know from Greek gods from God of War or Hades. Yeah, that makes sense as well. I've only ever seen somebody play Ragnarok, and that's my extent with knowing the God of War series, unfortunately. So it's like I don't have that to pull off of, but that would make a lot of sense to pull from there. Finally finished with her long story, Yu pinched her skirt and curtsied. Coco and the kid applauded her. Hey, that was pretty interesting. Bravo, bravo, bravissima!
As for me, I told her that it was shit. Happily ever after. Watch silently. Voice disagreement. This is an interesting one. My gut reaction is to just go along with whatever it is that Tsugumi would want to hear, and Tsugumi hates life, therefore I should just voice disagreement. But I feel like we should also maybe at this point try and fight back a little bit. I don't know, who's to say? Let me go ahead and check the guide. Let me go over here, around here, and check real quick. Where am I here? What does that mean? Set TSF. Set OSF. Went to see Tsugumi. Went to the bathroom. Okay. Right. Happily ever after. So the sarcastic answer is actually for Sora. And then voicing disagreement is for nobody, I believe. And then watching silently is for Tsugumi, apparently. Just not saying anything, not engaging at all, is apparently the better answer for her. Okay, cool. Fair enough. Let me go back to here. Tap back into the game. move back over here. And then let me go ahead and move this back here. Alrighty, cool. Did Pygmalion come up? I stepped away because my cute dog child woke up and was too cute. That's fair. That's valid. That's a very valid valid reason to step away from stream. I get you. They spoke about him just now. Yeah, they did a little bit. The story behind like falling in love with a fake versus falling in love with the real, essentially. So Sora hates Happily Ever After. Hates it. Watched silently. Huh. I thought it was a pretty scholarly talk. Scholarly, blah, blah, blah. But I kept quiet and watched the faces of everyone. With her fingers still extending in front of her face, Yu spoke confidently. The story of Pygmalion shows that if you hope and ask and persevere, your wish will come true. His longing was answered because he put his heart into his sculpture and then loved her, believing that she would speak to him one day. So that's it.
Wow. Oh, okay, this is a little different, but this guy named Rosenthal wrote something called the Pygmalion effect.
She was acting like a professor on a soapbox. It seemed like she was overdoing the whole thing, but her ridiculous expressions were so amusing that I got drawn in. It's not quite the same as the placebo effects. What are you talking about? Are you about to tell me about Courie syndrome? Don't do it. Don't do it, you. We still haven't gotten any real indication on why these two games are connected, and to be fair, there doesn't have to be. It can just be like, hey, it's same general category, same general universe, whatever, who cares, you know? But if she brought up Courie syndrome right now, I would lose my mind. I would lose my mind. I'd be like, no, 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 we can't do this. But both of them involve believing in something. So they both have to do with our chances of survival. Just because the sushi in the display case is made of plastic doesn't mean the sushi inside is cheap. Whoa.
Wow.
Her talk seemed to have derailed into like a nasty train wreck. I have no idea what she meant. But the kid and Coco were a rapt audience. Good for her. Good to her, to be honest. 11:10 a.m. Several minutes later. Believing in something that's not real is very Courie coded, and I don't I don't think that this game would say no, that's not true. Tee hee ha ha. Don't worry about that. But too much trauma from the last game is just like, yeah, I have to believe it. I have to see it before I believe it, you know? Sometime during Yu's long speech, my brain started working again. We all headed up the emergency stairs to the second floor.
Shall we all go and see Tsugumi?
Yeah, I'd like to know how she's doing.
Me too.
Let's all go check up on her. Coco's proposal came out of the blue, but everyone agreed and headed upstairs. Wonder how she's doing.
In any case, she needs rest.
Well, worrying about her won't make her better any faster. Sora would let us know if something had happened to her, right? I don't know anymore. Maybe they're just like... No. Again, that doesn't work. I was about to be like, maybe instead of two people who are swapping places, maybe it's just like one person who's pretending to be two people. But that still wouldn't work because, again, it, like, stabbed. It went through her. We saw that. She was bleeding all over the place. And we know that Sora can't catch things in her hands, you know? So how... It wouldn't work, right? Well, Lemeth is always watching over the infirmary's medical computer data. Since Lemeth hasn't alerted us to anything, it means that Tsugumi is probably sleeping peacefully. Well, that's a relief.
Right, nothing to worry about her, Arun.
Woof woof. Yeah. Say, Coco.
Yeah? What?
What language is about Arun? Cocoese. Huh?
Cocoese. Oh, obstinate stubbornness. Geezer's going swimming in the winter.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say.
There's a better route too.
That's not your voice.
There's a better route too.
Roof. Coco is always in an upbeat mood. What is wrong with her? What is wrong with her? 11:26 a.m. We reached the infirmary. We should have brought flowers. And where do you think you'll find flowers? In the flower bed? Yeah, that's right. In the flower bed. Okay. Just me then. Entering first, I mustered a cheerful voice. Hey, Tsugumi, you alive? I had to force them, but I dragged everyone along to see you. Pop. Ow! Listen, Kuranari, don't be mean like that. You don't have to push and poke me. Exchanging stupid banter, we approached the bed. I did it on purpose as a joke. You know, joke around, cheer her up a little bit. Is she not there? Really, I don't know. Hey! The kid stopped suddenly. He was pointing at the bed in the back. What's the matter, kid? You discover a new species or something? Tsugumi's gone. She is. I feel uncomfortable. I don't know. I feel uncomfortable. It's like, who is... So the rat, the rat that was in the walls last time, right? Who was running along the corridor. I mean, friggin'... But Takeshi made it sound like, hey, like, whatever it is, it's really, really light. So I didn't even think that it was human. And if it is human, it's more likely to be Sara than it is to be, like, Sora or anybody else, right? But if that's the case, is that them, like, switching places? For the experiment? For the bit? For the vine? What are they doing? Tsugumi's gone. What?
Who?
What? I ran to the bed in shock. Everyone followed right behind me. So this might be a spoiler. Just in case it is a spoiler, I'm gonna not read it. But it might be entirely fine. It might be entirely fine, Kadensha. You might be fine. But just in case, I'm not gonna read it, just because I just want to make sure that I'm not, that there might not be any, like, hinting going about. Because I just want to see what the game has to offer me, essentially, if that makes sense. So, everyone followed right behind me. Where did she go? She's gone! She's gone! She's really not there! The bed was completely empty. The covers were just the way they had been. The pillow was the same. But the IV tube and the heart monitor had been torn up and scattered around. Okay, now is a really good time to turn to you and ask her, hey, what were you going to tell me about Tsugumi? Because we already have suspicions as well, right? I didn't key into the fact that they might be two different people until Takeshi brought it up. Like, hey, isn't it kind of weird that they're kind of, like, similar, or, like, what's going on between those two, right? So I don't know. Why didn't Lemeth pick up on this? Lemeth was monitoring Tsugumi's data, right? What happened? I don't know. I have no idea. She averted her eyes from mine. You liar! Everyone's lying to me! What the hell? Hey! Look at that! She pointed to the corner of the room. Her finger was trembling a little. The cord was torn off the medical computer and the monitor had been smashed to pieces. There were a bunch of electrical short... There had been an electrical short, blah, 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 and there had been a burning stench around the area. Who could have done this? That's what I want to know.
What's that? What's that? Blah, 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 blah.
I hate doing this voice. I hate doing this voice, man. Coco had found something. Under the large console, there was some bandages and a long, skinny case of some sort. A white hard case.
Is this?
It's Tsugumi's brace, right? You're right, it's Tsugumi's. Which means... Tsugumi. She took off her own brace and smashed up the computer. She got out of bed, smashed the computer, and left the room. My thoughts leaped right out of my mouth. It was hard to believe.
Really? But when I brought her the sandwich, she looked like she was in pain, in bed. You really think that's Tsugumi?
Well, what else could it be? Maybe she ran off. Maybe someone ran off with her. Someone like who? Who's here besides us? Well, the ghost of Sara may be in the background, even though no one's seen her. But obviously the most obvious answer is Sora. How does this tie into everything else?
It's crazy either way.
Yu was shouting.
How could Tsugumi even walk on that leg? It was a serious injury. It should have taken over 2 months to heal.
Are there just clones? Is that how the two games tie into each other? Is it just cloning? We just have a spare Tsugumi out in the, you know, in the storage shed. You don't have to worry about it. It'll be fine. Is that what it is?
In fact, in her condition, she shouldn't be able to get up out of bed. And it's strange that Limith didn't respond, even if the computer is broken. Even if someone had taken her out of here, the sensor on the ceiling should have picked it up.
Saying that, Yu raised her eyes to the ceiling.
What in the world? Well, wait, then...
Whoa, what happened to Tsugumi? Coco barely opened... Sorry.
What happened to Tsugumi?
Coco barely opened her mouth. Maybe she was spirited away. I love that movie so much. I hope we can watch it. Shut up, kid! Shut up! Oh, please. Tsugumi disappeared. We were all in shock. Everyone kept talking, though.
Spirited away? I don't believe that. I don't believe...
All the color had drained from Yu's face as she absorbed the enormity of what had happened. She was holding her chest, looking up the ceiling in a cold sweat. Calm down, Yu. Don't freak out on me. Take deep breaths. She breathed in and out slowly. A little color came back to her face. But the situation was what to do about the... But the question was what to do about the situation. What to do? Hey, I know. We'll ask Sora. Yeah, isn't it so crazy that she's not here? Where is Sora? She ought to know what happened, right? Yu looked at me with a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, you're right. Let's call her.
We rushed over to the Limith terminal at the corner of the room. Standing in front of the console, Yu began operating the panel.
If Limith hadn't realized it yet, that means that Sora doesn't know yet either.
But call her anyway. It's faster than having her to go in on a blind search.
You're right.
Before long, there was a change in the terminal. Sora's image floated up in the monitor. Okay, she's there.
Yes. Sora, something terrible happened. Tsugumi is missing.
What? Are you sure?
No.
I was about to be like, is it that she's not... Like, she's actually a hologram of a person that has to be somewhere, essentially? Like, what if she's behind the hemo door every time that she decides to go... Like, pretend to be Sora? But then no, Sora and Tsugumi have been in the same place at the same time, I believe. At least on the kid route. I distinctly remember them being in the same place at the same time. So... For sure that can't be the case. I don't know what's happening anymore, man. Just explain it to me. What? Are you sure? I thought something had happened to the monitor in the room, but...
What? Why didn't you tell us?
I am terribly sorry. There had been a terrible jamming, and it delayed me, you know? Don't worry about it. Jamming? What's that?
Electromagnetic interference?
How is the room? Is everyone there?
Yes,
other than Tsugumi. We're all here.
Because actually, my eyes aren't working. So I wasted time trying to confirm.
Don't worry, Sora. We're all right. Can you come over right away?
Yes, of course. Right away.
Sora disappeared from the monitor, and instantly she was standing in front of us. Am I standing in the right place? Can you see me all right? Ooh, Sora looked worried. You're fine. You really can't see? It is getting better, but there is still something wrong. I can tell approximately where you were standing, but not which way you're facing. She was talking to a spot just next to me. Sora, Tsugumi's not in the infirmary. Can you search the other rooms? Let me try. I'll do a bioscan of the entire building. She put her hands on the Limith terminal and started accessing it right away. Hey! Who are you guys talking to? Kid asked us fearfully from over by the bed. And we didn't pay him any attention. We said, who gives a shit about him? It's not his route. Who cares? I think the game wants us to chalk that up to the idea that, like, hey, he can't see because, you know, things are kind of spotty right now. The system's kind of busted. Don't worry about it. But he said the same thing earlier, didn't he? Where it's like, Takeshi was sleepwalking. He, like, didn't talk to anybody. He just went immediately to check on Tsugumi. Right? So in that case, he hasn't been able to see Sora for a while. Surely they've talked at some point, right? For sure. For sure they've done so. What the... like, I don't know anymore, man. We left the infirmary. I just want to see Tsugumi. Where is she? I demand answers. Sora was bewildered by the sudden sensor trouble. It was taking her a few minutes longer than usual to finish the bioscan. Sora wasn't able to see us, and sometimes we couldn't see her, so... Does that mean the ceiling sensors from the bed over to the elevator are all temporarily broken? Yeah, that's what's affecting Sora. I don't believe it. I don't believe it until I literally see it. I don't believe it. So she left through the emergency corridor. Yeah, but Tsugumi was kind enough to leave the candles burning for us. While we had found the emergency... when we had found the emergency flares in the elevator, I was completely shocked. She wanted to keep us away that badly. Okay, so she was blocking the way there. Okay. Sorry to keep you waiting. I have the results of the bioscan. After a delay, Sora appeared in the door of the infirmary. And where is Tsugumi hobbled off to? She couldn't have gone far. In any case, we would find her, and when we did, we would figure everything out. An A has gone down to Dritter Stock. Komachi-san is slowly moving past the isolated sector. A. Oh, A, the neutral buoyancy elevator. If we call it, A will come to us, right? Yes. This is sort of unbelievable. She doesn't know where they are, but projecting an image of Sora requires directly showing an image into their eyes, right? No way to guesstimate that precision. Yeah, that's a good point as well. She did say, it's like, I have to burn it into your retinas, into your skulls, in order for you to see me. So it's like, how you don't know where we are, but you can still project it, just like, yeah, general vagueness, it'll be fine. Just kind of show up a little bit. She even confirmed that she didn't know which fate they were facing. Yeah, exactly. There might be a technical explanation that covers the situation, but I don't remember it. It's such a strange thing that kind of got lost there. It's like, okay, I guess it will work. Okay, I'll run over there. I'll run over there is rather what I said. Ba 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 ba. What? Hold on, Kuranari. You can only enter and exit that sector using A, so if you just wait a little... We can't just leave her be. What if her injury gets worse? And besides, I want to hear a good explanation for why she ran off like this. Hey, Kuranari! Kuranari-san? I left them there and ran out. The buoyancy elevator was right nearby. I pushed the down button and called the elevator. The lamp lit up, letting me know that it was working normally. I'm guessing, I don't know when we switched over, it's been so long at this point, but I'm guessing we're finally... I mean, it says Takeshi spirited away, so maybe we're not even... I don't know, is it the same? It can't be the same route. It's different routes, but whose route are we on? We don't even know who we're talking to. We don't even know who we're trying to get to the end of with the route. We don't even know anymore. The lamp lit up, letting me know that it was working normally. I sprang in when the double doors opened. The doors shut quickly, and it started going down. If she doesn't use A, she can't get up here. Until I get there, she definitely can't leave the sector. Alright. Watch out, Tsugumi, because here I come. I cracked my knuckles. Tsugumi had pushed herself despite her injury and gone off all alone. I would just assume that she wasn't injured, my guy, but you know, you're really worried about her. Did she really mean to kill herself? What was she actually trying? Was she actually trying? I wondered if I should just let her. But still, I want to give her a piece of my mind first. I hope that she would stay alive just long enough for me to tell her all that I want to say. He's incredibly stubborn, to be quite honest. He's incredibly stubborn. Maybe she has a way of projecting into their eyes without knowing where their eyes are. I guess. The way that she had described it with Kid and by extension Takashi, she really made it sound like, hey, I need to see your eyes in order to have you see me. But I don't know, something, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's okay, it's fine. The door is opened. The stale air of the isolated sector on the 3rd floor flowed into my lungs. Next to the elevator I had ridden in, another elevator was still stopped. An elevator with a hole blasted in it. You couldn't even smell the stench of acetone anymore. I walked toward the end of the hallway, marshalling my wits. Marshalling? New words today, okay? What's that? I realized that there was a room on the left side of the corridor that I hadn't seen during the power outage. Thinking to explore a little, I set my foot inside. A huge whale was stretched out. It said Cosmic Whale on the entrance. Apparently that was the name of the attraction. I couldn't tell from a quick glance exactly what the attraction was. A whale floating in empty space. The whole scene was surreal. Was there an explanation written somewhere? Wait, I don't have time to waste like this. After making sure that Tsugumi wasn't there, I left for a different door. I left through a different door, rather. Well, I did say that we did see the wound that she had. He was there when she was stabbed. That is true, but at this point, everyone also was saying, like, hey, she's healing surprisingly quickly, wouldn't you say? Isn't that kind of strange? And it's like, yeah, I guess so. Tee-hee, ha-ha. Either she's really regenerating, or like she was never... I don't know. Maybe she wasn't hurt to begin with. Maybe none of this is real. Who's real? Who isn't? I don't know anymore. Kid's not real. He's from a different timeline existence thing. Because we can't exist at the same time, but somehow we do. So... Marshalling, like stealing or strengthening. I've never heard that word before. It makes sense. Marshalling? Is it like that? Like a marshal? That might make sense, actually. I quickly reached the generator room. The door said, Kraftwerk. I pushed open the door and stepped inside. The facility was giving off a steady but low hum and seemed to be working fine. For better or for worse, in Limu, we didn't have to worry about electricity. I looked around, but there was no trace of Tsugumi. Past the generator room, the corridor was completely blocked off by a partition. It was impossible to go beyond it. The only door left was the room on the right. I decided to go in there. The room was full of pipes. There was no sign on the door, but I suppose it would be something like a pressure regulation room or something. I assumed that the pipes must have been connected to the boilers and turbines in the generator room. Come to think of it, Tsugumi had done the repairs in here. I remembered her bending down and using the tools to close off the valve. Huh? Is she actually there? I was about to be like, wow, you're having a very vivid memory of her here. Is she actually here? She was there. Leaning in, just like before last time. Okay. She didn't have any tools. She wasn't closing off a valve. Instead, craning her neck, she seemed to be looking over the other side of the pipes. Hey, Tsugumi. What are you doing here, bud? I pretended to be calm. It wouldn't do to lose my temper right off the bat. I suppressed the urge to shout. She was injured after all. Yes, like a marshal. I see. Okay. That makes more sense. I was like, how do I read this? No. I think I get that then. Let me go ahead and take a sip of water here. Maybe... it might be a little bit of a shorter stream today. Just because I'm really hungry. I didn't realize how hungry I was until I started streaming here. So I might end a little bit early. But I kind of want to talk to her a little bit, see what this is about first. So... but first, let me take a sip of water. What are you planning on having for dinner? I have no clue. I have no clue. It's pretty late anyway. It's after 10. So I'm probably just gonna have like maybe a protein bar and like a slice of bread and then go to bed. Probably. But I didn't eat dinner, to be quite honest. So I just had like breakfast and then it's now, to be quite honest. I suppressed the urge to shout. She was injured after all. She stood up slowly and looked my way. You looking for something? No, not really. I gave you the Sora voice by accident, oops. She stepped back as if she was keeping watch over me. I could tell she was agitated. She hadn't expected to see me. Her gaze didn't fix on anything. Her eyes kept flitting to the pipes behind her. Her gaze. It bothered me. What's behind you? Nothing. There's nothing behind me. Really. I casually tried to angle around so that I could see the pipes behind her. Don't come near me. Don't get close. What? She changed position. She didn't want me to go behind her. Oh. She had taken another step back and knocked something off. Clang, clang, plunk. With another small splash of water, several screws and nuts fell into the crevice between the ducts. She quietly looked around. Favoring her right leg, she slowly turned. With her back to me, she looked farther back into the room. Then took a relieved, if amazed, breath. What's going on? Then she pushed me aside and tried to head out of the room. Move. You're in my way. You're not planning to like... If like I can't die, just like kill everybody else in here, right? I don't think she would do that. I legit don't think that she would do that. That'd be crazy. That'd be insane. Move. You're in my way. Could have a bowl of cereal. I don't have cereal. I don't have cereal, unfortunately. I don't like cereal that much. Unless it's like the occasional cornflakes. I don't usually like cereal. I do have oatmeal though. Hey, Tsugumi. Don't bother me. Dragging her right leg, she tried to leave. Wait. I put my hands on her shoulders, but she shook them right off. Don't you touch me. She glared at me without trying to hide her annoyance. I said you're in my way. Leave me alone. Why are you following me? She spat the words out all at once, but I didn't let up and fired a question back at her. What are you doing here? Are you looking for something? Or are you finishing up some repairs? You won't answer stupid questions, is that it? What? What are you doing here yourself? I'm free to do what I want, where I want. You were in a coma, Tsugumi! Shut up! She was trying to make a wall of words. Sure. I shot back, trying to make a crack in the wall that she had up. I came here on my own. I left the others. Because I heard that you came here on your own. Why would you do that? Because my injured friend suddenly went missing, that's why. Of course I came looking for you. Friend? She said it. She said nakama. There we go, yeah! Her expression grew more and more severe. I don't remember. I didn't ask you to come, so there's no reason for you to be here. What did you have for breakfast then? What did I have? It was like chickpeas and like rice and string beans. Or asparagus, rather. So it was a full meal, to be quite honest. But I guess it's just like, it's the end of the day, so. I wish most cereal was useful in a diet. I always see cereal for a treat that looks tasty, but they're also nutritionally not worth it. Yeah, exactly. The only cereals really worth eating are high fiber cereals. Yeah, I think that's part of it as well. Like my parents, my moms specifically, did not really have me eating a lot of cereal when I was younger. So I just kind of grew up and it was just like, whatever, you know? So I don't, but for that exact reason where it's like, it's not nutritionally worth it. So it's just kind of like, I've never really gotten into cereals, even though it's a very basic food. It's the most basic food in the world, right? I'm not like the others. I'm not like other girls. I hear you, Tsugumi. So don't treat me like one of your gang. Tsugumi, cut it out. I snapped. I clenched my fist. Then I shoved it in her face, but I stopped just in front of her nose. She didn't even flinch. She thought I was a friggin' coward. Okay. Believe me, I don't want to be friends with someone like you. But we don't have a choice. Also, you just tried to punch a person that was slightly, you know, injured. In a coma, by the way, for a while. We all want to get out of here. Don't you want to get out of here as soon as possible? As long as we're in the same boat, we're friends. In Japan, people with the same goal are called friends. I would have loved it if, in the same way that Oni-chan had to be spelled out specifically as Oni-chan and nothing else, I would have loved it if it had said, people with the same goal are called nakama. And the game just went with that for the rest of the time. I thought that would be hilarious. Friends. 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 I mean, she is repeating it over and over again. Okay. There you go again. Just saying that. That kind of tired, hypocritical crap makes me sick. Tsugumi's voice stayed completely cool. Is it though? The performance is kind of like literally I will throw up if you ever say that again. There was no place for my raised fist to go. And one more thing. Weren't you listening to me yesterday? I don't want to escape, so I'm not your friend. I don't care if you're from Germany, America, or Japan. Got it? I am not your friend. So do not talk to me again. I lowered my hand. I couldn't say anything. I wonder if, like, for a very similar reason that that Sara did not want to leave the facility of, like, there's nothing out there for me, like, people are gonna hunt me down and try and find me. If for that very similar reason, it's just like, people are gonna hunt me down, Tsugumi, so it's just like, I just blow the whole place up, to be honest. Who cares? Maybe that's how she's viewing it. Giving me a glance, she moved toward the door, dragging her foot. She was moving awkwardly, still dragging her left foot. Okay, so she is hurt. No switcheroo with Sora and Tsugumi. None of that. None of it. Left foot. Left foot! Did I say left foot? Left foot? Whoa, wait a second. I yelled with all my might. What? I said, don't talk to me. She turned around forcefully. Your foot. What? Your foot. Is it all right? The leg you hurt the other day was your right leg, wasn't it? Her face stiffened. Sora, you're so full of shit. You're so full of shit, Sora! Why are you doing this to me? I guess, I assume it's Sora. I don't know. Freedom is eating pizza for breakfast and eggs for dinner. True. I don't know if this was said in a previous stream, but I like the older translation, fan translation, to bother to add honorifics or keep the cringe like One-chan or Oni-chan. I think it's fine. I don't have any sort of preference either or. It's just it's giving very much like an older translation, I guess, in the grand scheme of things, where it's like I was not expecting that. Why does she keep saying it? Why does she keep saying Oni-chan? So it was kind of funny to me. But overall, it's not like a serious criticism or anything. Localizers generally remove that stuff because it's cringe, but it's also aspects of Japanese cultures that have no true translation in English. I mean, I agree with you in some anime where like some people use it in certain contexts, right? Right now, I think if they had said Big Brother, as far as I'm aware right now, I feel like it would have worked just as well, you know? But it's not like a preference thing or anything. It's just like, you know, whatever you want to do, you can do it, essentially. Her eyes flicked away. She averted her gaze. She stood rock still. What was going on? Let me see. I grabbed the hem of her skirt, and without hesitating, yanked it up. Why would you do that? Ow! An immediate brutal slap. Tsugumi took off running. See, if we had just been normal, we might have gotten some answers out of her. We have seen twice now in this one scene that Takeshi does not hang out a lot with women. I don't think he really does. Even though in the beginning it did say like, hey, I'm here with 2 guys and a girl. Have you seen them? He does not hang out with a lot of girls, apparently. Move this here. Tsugumi took off running. The sound of her footfalls grew faint as did her shadow disappearing down the hallway. What was left was me, stunned. Hey, did those footsteps sound a little bit lighter than usual? Was there anything weird there? She had hammered my cheek. I might have had broken teeth. Yeah, my guy. Might have had a nosebleed. She hit me so hard my brain rattled. But I didn't feel any pain. Complex fracture of the right femur. Injuries requiring 40 stitches. And she could run a day later? Welcome back, Kuronari-san. I don't trust any of you. I don't trust any of you anymore. You don't tell me anything. You don't tell me anything, man. Kind of deserve that, yeah, to be fair. An example is you would nearly never call anyone that wasn't actually family big brother, but it's more culturally okay to call someone not related. But it's more culturally okay to call someone not related Oni-chan. Also, it indicates how a person feels about their relationship. Japanese allegedly has a lot of subjects in their honorifics, which is why it makes a big deal out of it. A lot of subtext, rather. I see what you mean. Yeah. So, I agree. I agree. You never call somebody big brother, and I'll say like older brother, and if I'm referring to my older brother, but I never like directly call him, hey, older brother, what's up? What's going on? So I would agree with you there. I would say, yeah, definitely. I can't think of a time when somebody's ever called somebody like Oni-chan without actually being related, unless you're talking about like the Kurumi effect. You know, like the Never Seven Kurumi effect of just like, hey, can I just call you big bro because I want to? And it's like, no. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. It's like, okay, cool. You know, that sort of thing. But at that point, it still is like older brother, right? I wouldn't say it's much of a thing as far as I have seen, basically. So I don't know if I necessarily agree, but it's not like I'm disagreeing. It might be something that I don't know about necessarily. Ads started, didn't they? All right, well, we'll continue for a little bit longer. I'll go ahead and we'll just continue through it. It'll be fine. That does happen a lot in anime, though, usually by younger people. Okay, yeah, in anime, it might be an anime thing. It's been so long. I was talking about this during the anime discussion stream, but it's like, I don't typically watch a lot of anime anymore. So it's like, it might be an anime thing that I'm not familiar with at that point. Welcome back, Kuronari-san. Sora greeted me as I stepped out of the elevator into Zoira's stock. Thanks. Are you real? I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. Don't ask questions. Kuronari-san, your face is swollen. Yeah, I know. Sora readied a compress for me back in the infirmary. I left the room holding it. It seems that Komachi-san will come back to this floor in a little while. But if we do find her, try not to get mad or yell at her. Huh? For a little while, I think it is best if we do let her do as she wants. Are you saying that because I literally just yelled at you and it's like, hey, don't yell at me next time? Are you saying that because of that? But why? But why? I pressed the compress to my cheek. What did I do? Shit, what did I do? Screen effects? I turned off the fading effects. Oopsie daisy, let's turn that back on. I pressed the compress to my cheek. It started to hurt right about the time that I had forgotten about it. Don't you think she might actually be quite nervous right now? She's thinking about things. She's pondering all sorts of things in her heart. Everyone's words will fall on deaf ears. She's not able yet to just listen, of course. You're worried about her injuries, but for a little while, let's leave her alone. If she's in any serious danger, I will let you know right away. I mean, you didn't do that last time, so just for a little while, please, Kuronari-san. All right. I nodded my assent to Sora's earnest request. I think it happens outside of anime to some extent. I knew a Japanese person who referred to me as nice Oni-chan. Wasn't really doing it as uwu kfab. I guess it depends. Everyone's different. I'm not saying like on a person to person level. I'm sure there are people out there that in English will call their older brother, you know, like on an individual level. So that's there is part of that there. I don't know anybody who would just like immediately say like, yeah, like Oni-chan, like Oni-chan, and just like call somebody that, you know. I went slowly down the stairs. I was stock. There we go. Not Vrer, but Dretter. My footsteps echoed quietly. I don't think it is an accident that she came to be here. Are you watching her? Is that why you say that? I mean, are you watching yourself? Sora continued speaking right next to me. Not an accident. I do not know the details. This is the first time for me to encounter a case like hers. I don't have any data for this. But it does seem to me that she has her reasons. Reasons that are difficult to explain. Something that is hard for others to understand. Something that compelled her to act, even if it made her injuries worse. That's what I feel. Earlier, Tanaka-san was saying the same thing. You? Yes. That we shouldn't probe. That until she wants to tell us, we shouldn't press for information. I see. Maybe I'd gotten a little too close to her boundaries. Boundaries she didn't want invaded. Whatever feelings and reasons she didn't want us to know about. Was that why I was warned, harassed, and pummeled? I mean, I'm pretty sure part of it is like lifting up her skirt, you know. Whatever, Takashi, you do you. It's now an awful time to mention that apparently Takashi, me version of Takashi and me version of Courie have been getting along swimmingly. Like they're best friends, they're best buds. For whatever reason. If I thought about it that way, it made more sense. Well, maybe so. Maybe I came down too hard. Yeah, it's not just an uwu thing. As far as I know, in Japanese labels and titles are much more important. What you call someone leads to a lot to what your relationship is. Definitely, I'm not disagreeing with that point. That's like what you do with honorifics is like literally part of the culture. Sorry, if it came across that way as like dismissive of like, yeah, I don't believe that. First of all, that's wrong. But second of all, it's like I'm sorry. What I meant is just like I'm just talking about my own personal experience a little bit. So, but yes, like the honorifics are like actually ingrained into how you talk to people, how you approach people and stuff like that. So, let's defer to Courie as One-san-chan-sama for a stream until somebody cringes to death. It's gonna be me. You're trying to kill me specifically. What the hell? I don't think I couldn't be an One-chan if I tried, to be honest. Sora, you're doing all of God's work. You're doing all of God's work here, because I couldn't. Well, maybe so. Maybe I came down too hard. Several hours went by, and the goofy music started playing, so you know what that means. It's time for us to get out of here, because we're not getting any answers for at least, like, another scene. Takashi nibbled away. We don't even know whose route we're on anymore. Okay, cool. Alrighty, cool. Let me go ahead and move. I guess we can return to title screen? Yes. Not that it's really gonna matter. I think it's gonna go silent here in a minute as I tab out and see if anyone's online to raid. But for right now, that was Ever 17, the Out of Infinity. It was a little bit of a jarring welcome back, I will say. I don't even know what's real and what isn't real anymore. I'm back to questioning everything and everyone. Why? Why? There's no way that Sora and Tsugumi are switching places, and if they were, then how? How and why? Like, my brain is just like mush a little bit. It's just like, I don't even know what to think anymore. But otherwise, Yu is still acting a little bit suspicious. She had like something that she wanted to follow up on. She never did. But then afterwards, she was like, I don't know what the case is. I don't know what this could be. And then she like turned away kind of suspiciously. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Again, I said everyone knows everything except Takashi continues. That's what I titled the stream on Twitch. And that's how it feels. That's how it feels, man. It feels like even Kid, with memory loss, technically knows more than Takashi. It's just that he doesn't have access to it right now, you know? But eventually he will know. Everybody else knows except for us. But I'll be interested in seeing next time what's going on there. What's going on? So let me go ahead and I guess we can go look for somebody to raid on. Oh, forgot to get rid of this. I guess we can go to ending screen. On Twitch, if anybody is online. Camille is playing Tomodachi Life. I'm the Lulu on an island. That's fair. That's valid. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and let me get this set up. Thanks for the stream. Welcome back and getting into the groove. Thank you for joining, Kadensha. I really appreciate it. Gonna have some eggs and garlic for dinner. Well, you're free to do as you want. Don't die. Is that like a specialty food that I don't know about? Eggs sounds fine. Garlic sounds fine. Eggs and garlic? I don't know if I've ever thought to ever have that, you know? Eggs and garlic bread. Okay, all right. Now we're talking. All right. Enjoy that. That sounds delicious. Let me go ahead and raid Camille. Is it underscore? I think it is. I think it's underscore. Camille. Yes, underscore Tsubaki. I was about to be a little concerned. Chatter, are you okay? Are you all right? All right, let's move that over there. And then let's go ahead and put this back over here. Okay. By this time next week, hopefully I will have a major announcement done. Hopefully. Hopefully. So I'm just throwing this out here because I have to do some promotion regarding this, although I always feel awkward about promotion. Feel free to follow me on Blue Sky and maybe Twitter. Definitely I'm gonna be posting some things in the coming weeks regarding like changes to different things for the channel. But yes, thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be back with Tomodachi Life on Thursday. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye bye.